let us try to understand the structure of plasma membrane. Plasma membrane, we know it is the part of the cell which is forming the boundary. Plasma membrane is present in all kinds of cells, let it be plant cell or animal cell. In case of plant cell, we see that it is further covered by a cell wall, whereas in case of animal cell, this is the only membrane present. So that means plasma membrane is providing the structure, as well as it is also providing the limits to the cell content. If you look at this picture, which is the pictorial representation of plasma membrane, you can see that it is having two layers of this kind of molecule. The similar kind of structure is present on the outer side, whereas it is also present on the inner side. This part is the outer part and this is the inner part of the cell. And besides this, it is also having three main components, that is proteins, glycerophospholipids and carbohydrates. So these are the three main components which are making the plasma membrane. As far as plasma membrane is concerned, it is a very important and very characteristic part of the cell, because it is providing many different functions and it is doing many important functions in the cell. Let us first study about the function which it is doing. It is protective in nature because of the plasma membrane, the germs or the other chemical substances which may be present in the environment, they are not allowed to enter into the cell. So this membrane is protecting the contents of the cell from outside. It is insulating in nature. Because of this membrane, the internal environment of the cell can be maintained at a different concentration, different level as compared to the outside environment. It is selectively permeable. If you look at this word permeable, that means permission to flow through it. Permeable means the wall or the membrane through which materials can pass. Selectively permeable means that plasma membrane allows some materials to pass through it, whereas it may not allow some other materials. Another characteristic feature is that it is digestive in nature. Being digestive in nature means that it needs food and it excretes. That means it is the living membrane. This you may take as in comparison to the cell wall. Cell wall is made up of dead cells, whereas plasma membrane is the living part. If you look at this picture, then we can see that plasma membrane it seems to be having two layers. One layer which is forming this outer layer and one layer which is forming the inner layer. Because of this, plasma membrane is said to be bilayer membrane. Bilayer means having two layers. Now this bilayer membrane, it is separating the cell from outside environment, and this bilayer membrane is called as the cell membrane or the plasma membrane. Its thickness is around 75 to 100 degree Armstrong, that is equivalent to 4 to 10 nanometers. And three main components which are present or which are forming the plasma membrane, they are lipids, proteins and carbohydrates. Let us try to understand this in detail. As far as plasma membrane lipids are concerned, they are making up to 54% of the content. Lipids, they can be further of four different types, that is glycerophospholipids, sphingolipids, glycolipids and sterols. These all are lipids, but they are having different molecules which are forming them. Glycerophospholipid is the kind of lipid which is most abundant. If you look at this picture once again, then this membrane, it is containing this part which is called as the lipid layer, right? So this is the membrane which is formed by the glycerophospholipids. Glycerophospholipid, which is the structure shown here also, it is formed of three parts, that is the polar end which is made up of glycerol and two fatty acid chains. Now this polar end, it is hydrophilic in nature. Hydrophilic means it loves water. Loves water because we know that polar substances, they like charges, and water being a charged molecule, So because of that, glycerol is also hydrophilic. With it, there are two fatty acid chains attached which are non-polar in nature. And because of this only, because these are non-polar, and outside the cell there also water is present, and inside the cell there also water is present. Because of this reason only, the fatty acids, they try to remain toward the inner side, and the glycerol, it is forming the outer side on both sides of the plasma membrane. You will find this molecule. Because of this only, it is forming a bilayer. Attached to the glycerol, there may be a phosphate group, which is why it is called the glycerophospholipid. Now, if you look at some other kind of lipids which are present in the plasma membrane, they are sphingolipids. Sphingolipids are those which are having a core of long chain amino alcohol, that is sphingosine. So, in this case, this amino alcohol is present, which is giving its name, that is sphingosine, and that is why it is called as sphingolipids. It is found in nerve cells. So, this is the characteristic feature of nerve cells, that this kind of lipid is found there. Third type of lipids is glycolipids. Glycolipids, they maintain the stability of the cell membrane, and sterols, and most characteristic, most commonly abundant sterol which is present in plasma membrane is cholesterol, which is present in the mammalian cell, that means in the mammals, whereas it is absent in the prokaryotic cells. So, you can remember this difference, that what as compared to mammalian cells which are having cholesterol, prokaryotic cells, they don't have sterols in them, and these sterols, they are present all through the surface of the plasma membrane. They also help in stabilizing the phospholipids, or they are keeping them in position. Let us try to understand the other part, which is called as the proteins and carbohydrate. Proteins are making up to 46%. They provide mechanical strength, means they are making the plasma membrane strong, and they also help in transport of different materials. Basically, all ions are transported through the proteins. Their concentration varies because in mitochondria there are more proteins present in the plasma membrane, which may be up to 50%, whereas in case of nerve cells, myelin which is present on the nerve cells, on the axon, that is containing only 25% of protein. That means in the myelin there will be more of lipids. Based on different types of proteins, where they are located or where they are present or what function they are doing, they are further divided into different categories. For example, on the basis of position where this protein is present, they can be categorized as peripheral, integral, or surface proteins. Now, if you look at these proteins which are present in this picture, this protein, it is present in the structure of the, which is helping in making the structure of the plasma membrane. So, such protein will be called as integral protein. Whereas this protein, this is present only attached to the side. Such proteins they are called as peripheral. Peripheral means in the boundary only. Whereas certain proteins, they may be attached only to the surface, so they are called as surface proteins. These all different types of proteins which are shown here, they are also integral proteins. The other kind of categorization which you will see, that is because of the different types of proteins which may be called as ectoproteins or endoproteins. Ectoproteins means proteins which are present on the outside, and endo means which are present in the inside. Now, these proteins are important because they are making the structure, as well as they are helping in transport, they are forming the receptors where different molecules can attach, and they are also enzymes. Carbohydrates are of two types only, that is glycolipids and glycoproteins. If certain carbohydrate is attached as a side chain to lipid, it is called as glycolipid. If it is attached to protein, it is called as glycoprotein. With this, we have studied the structure of plasma membrane.